And welcome to coverage of Liverpool versus Nottingham Forest in the English Premier League. I'm your commentator for this afternoon, Richard Parr. Well, the home side will be hoping the international break will be just the tonic to revitalise their season. The defending champions Liverpool were hammered 3-0 at Manchester City before the break. They're now 8 points behind the league leaders Arsenal. Meanwhile, Nottingham Forest are having a bit of a resurgence under their third manager of the season, Sean Dyche. They're unbeaten in their last 3 games, beating Leeds 3-1 in their last match before the interval. So the 2 sets of players are already out on the field at Anfield, so let's have a look at the team news. And after that bruising defeat to Manchester City a fortnight ago, Liverpool make 5 changes and there's a huge boost. And that's Alisson returns in goal. While both of the fullbacks are swapped out, Conor Bradley's injured and Andy Robertson is only named on the bench. So in comes Milos Kerkez and Dominic Szoboszlai is poached from midfield. Curtis Jones, Cody Gakpo and Alexander Isak, who's still searching for his first league goal for Liverpool, are the other changes. So this is the Liverpool first 11 in full. In goal it's Alisson, it's a back 4 of Dominic Szoboszlai, Ibrahim Konate, Virgil van Dijk and Milos Kerkez. In midfield it's Alexis McAllister, Ryan Gravenberch and Curtis Jones, with Mohamed Salah and Cody Gakpo playing either side of Alexander Isak. As for Nottingham Forest, they're unchanged from the side that beat Leeds a fortnight ago. So in goal it's Matt Sells, it's a back 4 of Nicolas Savona, Nikola Milinkovic, Murillo, Neco Williams. In midfield it's Elliot Anderson, Ibrahim Sangare and Morgan Gibbs-White, with Dan Ndoye and Nicolas Dominguez playing either side of Igor Jesus. The referee for this afternoon is Andy Madley, while James Bell is the video assistant referee. It will be Liverpool to get us underway in their traditional all-red kit, shooting from left to right, against Nottingham Forest, who are in a change kit of all white, shooting from right to left. And we are underway at Anfield as Igor Jesus is brought down by Ibrahim Konate. And it is Nottingham Forest who have a free kick. The ball is back with Milinkovic. It goes to Sells. Sells decides to spread it in towards the midfield, towards Dominguez. Ball bounces back towards Milinkovic and Sangare has to side-foot it to Savona. He was being closed down by McAllister, but he was able to get the ball down the line. But Liverpool now have it with Konate. Virgil van Dijk. Szoboszlai. Konate once more. Goes towards Salah, but it doesn't find him. Salah, of course, is making his 300th Premier League appearance for Liverpool this afternoon. Now he'd love to be amongst the goals, the Egyptian king. He's only managed 2 in the Premier League all season in 11 previous matches, 4 this season, 2 assists. That's still not the type of numbers you'd expect from player who's scored many goals in this division, Mohamed Salah. Virgil van Dijk knocks the ball long for Gakpo, but it's too heavy and Savona will see it out and it will be a Nottingham Forest goal kick. There's no Florian Wirtz in the squad today, he's injured, same with Conor Bradley. Of course there's been a lot of talk about Wirtz following that big money move in the summer. A lot of criticism so far that he is yet to deliver. I think it was £135 million Liverpool spent on him. It's a reported fee, a British record, of course. It's Konate. There's the ball for Liverpool. Anderson leaps and lands on the ground. He was all over Curtis Jones, but Morgan Gibbs-White is on the attack here, and McAllister gets a foot in, and Gibbs-White wins a free kick. McAllister can't believe it. Andy Madley is pretty defiant in his decision. It's a lovely ball through by Murillo. He is able to turn nicely. Gibbs White away from Gravenberch, and it does look like McAllister just pulled his hand over the shoulder of the Forest captain. So Nottingham Forest have a free kick. It's a bit far out. It's very central with the goal as Alisson organises his wall. Anderson is over the free kick. It looks like he's going to walk away. Neco Williams is there as well. It's quite the distance. I think it will need a bit of a thunderbolt, and actually it's Murillo who's come forward. What will the Brazilian centre-half do from here? And he goes for goal. He fires it. It hits McAllister's shot. Comes in on the edge of the D. And it's over the bar. Good opportunity for Nottingham Forest. It wasn't a very good free kick by Murillo, and then it was Dominguez with the effort that went over the bar. Liverpool now have it with Alisson, his first game back from injury. Poor clearance though, and that's one that Igor Jesus will just see out of play, and it will be a Forest throw on the far side. Alisson Becker, who's been so integral to this Liverpool side over the last few years, as Szoboszlai has to play it back to the Brazilian goalkeeper. Szoboszlai gets it back at right back. He's closed down quickly. Neco Williams has it now for Nottingham Forest. Good high pressing here from Sean Dyche's side. Anderson back to Milinkovic. Murillo now on the halfway line. Through to Anderson. Neco Williams. Closed down quickly by Curtis Jones. Szoboszlai. Ball comes off Salah. That should be a Nottingham Forest throw in, and it's not going to be, and Sean Dyche isn't happy about that, and I think that's the wrong decision. Of course, Nottingham Forest surprised a lot of people last season when they beat Liverpool at Anfield. It was one of Liverpool's few defeats last season as they won the Premier League title. Curtis Jones to Ibrahima Konate. He's bringing the ball forward, the French centre-half. He spreads it over to Salah. Salah's got the chance to run at former Liverpool fullback Neco Williams. Neco Williams just gets a touch, and that should be a Liverpool corner. And indeed it is. Neco Williams is saying that it came off Salah. And Salah rushes over to this near side to take this corner kick for Liverpool. The home fans haven't had too much to cheer about overall this season, albeit Liverpool's form at home has been pretty good. What can they do from this first corner of the game? Virgil van Dijk, an obvious target for Mohamed Salah from this corner kick. Cross comes in towards the far post, headed out by Forest, by Gibbs White. Kirkes. Ball is put back into the box, and it's just beyond Konate, and Forest are able to just see it out at the far post. It was Salah's corner, headed out by Gibbs White. Kirkes played it wide. Cross came in, and it was just beyond Konate, but it was a good piece of defensive play there by Murillo, staying strong, and he kept his ground, and he didn't allow Konate to attack the ball. Lascelles takes the goal kick towards Jesus. He goes down in a hump. Dyche wanted a free kick, but he's not going to get it. It will be a throw-in on the near side. Szoboszlai has the ball in his hand. Of course, Jeremy Frimpong, the summer signing, is also out injured at the moment. That's why Szoboszlai is at right back, as McAllister spreads the ball out wide to Gakpo. He's got the chance to run at Savona. The ball gets caught in his feet. He is able to regain possession. Now with McAllister. Curtis Jones. Ball goes back to Virgil van Dijk, and now Konate has it on the halfway line. Curtis Jones. Szoboszlai. Van Dijk. Away to Gakpo. Kirkes wants it down the line. He's going to get it. Milos Kirkes puts the ball into the box towards Isak. Cut out by Milinkovic. Gravenberch is too strong for Gibbs White. McAllister now. Kirkes, Gakpo, Savona's in front of him. He's going to have to run at the fullback. Twisting turn, it's a really good run from Gakpo, who's in the box, he tries to square it. Ball comes loose, shot comes in, it's cleared off the line. Falls to Szoboszlai. Liverpool still have the ball in the box with Gakpo. Kirkes, low cross to McAllister, shot comes in, it's blocked. Dominguez heads the ball out, it will be a Liverpool corner. And McAllister can't believe that he wasn't able to score. Brilliant play by Cody Gakpo to race past Savona. The ball is a whole load of bodies in the 6-yard box. I think 2 Forest players. It drops to McAllister about 10 yards away from goal. His shot comes in, and I think it's the head of Elliot Anderson that clears it off the line. It's a Liverpool corner. Salah cross comes in, headed out by Forest. Ball drops to Curtis Jones. He heads it to Gravenberch. Jones again. He looks up into the feet of Szoboszlai. Really poor touch though in the end there by Curtis Jones, and that allowed Anderson to get a tackle in, and Liverpool now have it in the centre circle. Kirkes, Gravenberch. Liverpool going to be forced to play the ball back to the goalkeeper Alisson now. They'll look to get their players back into position as Virgil van Dijk races back, and he now has the ball at his feet. Raheem Konate spreads it out to Salah. Drops towards Curtis Jones. What a cheeky back heel that is to find Szoboszlai. Outrageous skill. McAllister spreads it over to Kirkes. Goes wide to Gakpo. Comes onto his right foot. The pass though to Szoboszlai is far too heavy. He's unable to control it, and it goes out of play for a Forest throw on this near side. Really was great play though minutes ago by Gakpo to get around Savona. Ricocheted off 2 Forest players. McAllister had the shot. It beat the goalkeeper Sells. Fortunately for him, Anderson was able to head the ball clear off the line. Murillo back to his goalkeeper Matt Sells. 10 minutes played at Anfield. Liverpool 0, Nottingham Forest 0. Sells knocks the ball long. Jesus is battling with Van Dijk, and the ball will eventually drop to Alisson, but the referee has blown his whistle. It will be a Liverpool free kick just inside their penalty area for a foul on Van Dijk. He's just holding his chin. Van Dijk now walks with the ball forward as Liverpool took the free kick very quickly. Konate. Szoboszlai. Konate once more. And then Szoboszlai lifts the ball forward. It's one for Salah to chase. He'll be able to keep it in play. He gets to the ball. It comes off Neco Williams, and Liverpool have another corner kick. Neco Williams, I think, is starting to realise he's in for a difficult afternoon against Mohamed Salah. I think he knew that would be the case, and I think it's very, very real now. Liverpool's 3rd corner of the game. Van Dijk, Konate walking into the box. A pair of them talking right on the edge of the area with Isak. With McAllister. Alexander Isak looking for his first Premier League goal for Liverpool. It's Szoboszlai with the corner. It's a deep one towards Van Dijk. He gets ahead to the ball. Comes off a Forest player, and they're able to clear. They'll go all the way back to the Brazilian goalkeeper Alisson Becker. Gravenberch. Back to Alisson. Van Dijk now. Van Dijk goes long towards Salah. Salah chests it towards Szoboszlai. He goes back to Curtis Jones. It's Salah once more. Spreads it towards McAllister. He tries to give it back to the Egyptian, but Forest are able to clear their lines, and it will bounce all the way towards Konate, who chests the ball down nicely and will eventually square the ball back to his goalkeeper. And we've had just over 12 minutes played so far, and it's Liverpool with 80% of the possession. And interestingly, both of these sides have had 2 attempts on goal each, as the ball ricochets off a Forest player, but the referee says it hit Kirkes last. And will be a Nottingham Forest goal kick. Having just seen a replay there, I'm not quite so sure that was the correct decision. Kerkez is frustrated about it. Kerkez, who's still adapting to life on Merseyside following his summer move from Bournemouth. Lascelles kicks the ball long. Konate wins the header. It drops to Anderson, the England international. Again in action for Thomas Tuchel during the international break. It's a brilliant turn from Anderson. He's able to find Gibbs-White. Gibbs-White's pass out wide to Ndoye is a little heavy. Cross comes in from the Swiss winger. It's towards Igor Jesus. He's able to bring the ball down, but Szoboszlai boots it clear. Milenkovic wins the header towards Gibbs-White. He loses possession to Gravenberch, but Sangare is able to regain possession for Forest, and they now have it with Anderson on the halfway line. He spreads it over to Neco Williams, who has a little bit of room. He looks up, cross comes in, it's too heavy, it's not very good. And if someone needed to communicate with Ryan Gravenberch because he stuck a leg out and he didn't really need to. Fortunately, the ball didn't touch it, and Liverpool will have a goal kick. It's the Liverpool skipper, Virgil van Dijk. Curtis Jones. Squares it to Ibrahima Konate. Of course, Forest did begin the day in the relegation zone on 9 points, despite their recent resurgence. Szoboszlai. Virgil van Dijk. Konate. Szoboszlai once more. All on the halfway line. Liverpool with plenty of possession in the opening quarter of an hour at Anfield, but it's Liverpool 0, Nottingham Forest 0. There was only one goal in this fixture last season. That was scored by Callum Hudson-Odoi. That was actually Forest's first win at Anfield since 1969. As Mohamed Salah has the ball on this near side, he plays it to Jones, Szoboszlai. Jones once more. It's McAllister. Szoboszlai on this near side. Tries to put the ball through the legs of Anderson, but the England international is able to make the tackle and the ball goes out for a Liverpool throw on the near side. Unlike a lot of teams in the English Premier League, Liverpool don't launch it into the box, they keep possession, and they now have it at the feet of Szoboszlai. He's able to play it inside to Salah, who's in the box. He's trying to come onto his left foot, switches onto his right foot. Plays the ball across the 6-yard box. Shot comes in. I think it was Kerkez. But he was only able to spoon it over the bar. He feels that he was fouled. I don't think the referee's going to give a penalty for this. Really clever play by Szoboszlai to find Salah. Terrific footwork by the Egyptian. He's able to put the ball across the 6-yard box. It comes to Kerkez on his weaker right foot. He slipped as he went for the shot and he just spooned it over the bar. It does feel like Liverpool are creating the chances. I think he feels that he was slightly caught by Dan Ndoye, but play continues. And Forest have it with Elliot Anderson. He tries to spread it towards Ndoye, and Kerkez just goes into the back of the Swiss winger who goes down, but Forest will have a throw in. Kerkez just shaking his head as Forest play the ball back to Milenkovic. He'll switch it over to Neco Williams. He brings it down beautifully. He tries to thread it down the line for Dominguez, but Szoboszlai gets there first. Salah flicks the ball round the corner towards Isak. Salah gets the ball back, tries to play it down the line. It's one for Isak to chase. Matt Sells has to come out of his goal. He clears it first time long. Szoboszlai brings the ball down and Jesus nicks it off him, but that will be a Liverpool throw-in on the near side. Sells really had to be alert to make that clearance. Szoboszlai flicks the ball over to Kerkez, who's in Liverpool's penalty box. He plays it down the line towards Gakpo, back to Kerkez. He flicks it over towards Gakpo, but Sangare now has it for Nottingham Forest. Gakpo's trying to win the ball back, but Elliot Anderson is able to play it back to his goalkeeper, Sells. He's been closed down quickly. He's forced to just put the ball into the stands in the end, the Forest goalkeeper. I think he was being closed down there by Curtis Jones. Kirkes is able to toss the ball back to his skipper, Virgil van Dijk, and now Konate just treads on the ball and he gives it to Szoboszlai, who gives it back to the French defender. Alexis McAllister was closed down by Sangare, so he had to play it to Van Dijk. Konate now. Szoboszlai on this near side, he just lays it off for Salah. Salah's on the attack now. Squares it towards Gravenberch. McAllister. Konate. Into Szoboszlai. Konate. Gravenberch. Curtis Jones, really nice turn there. Out to Mohamed Salah, who's on the attack on the right-hand side. Tries to flick it in towards this end. Comes on from Forest player. Again, the ball across the 6-yard box is cleared by Forest. Comes out to Szoboszlai. Back heel to Salah. Twisting, turning. He can't get past Elliot Anderson. Anderson's trying to get away from two Liverpool players. He's able to find Neco Williams, and the former Liverpool fullback is able to clear. Van Dijk wins the header. Szoboszlai can't keep it in play. But Liverpool are looking threatening, particularly with Salah on this near side. Of course, Salah only needs one goal or an assist to overtake Wayne Rooney as the player with the most Premier League goal involvements for one club. Could that happen this afternoon in his 300th Premier League appearance for the Reds? Neco Williams plays the ball towards Gibbs-White. He brings the ball down. He's able to get away from Kirkes. He's looking up to see if there's any white shirts in the box. He squares it to Dominguez. It comes back out to Gibbs-White on the far side. He plays the ball down the line to Ndoye. Gibbs-White. Sangare. Savona. He looks up. Cross comes in. Headed out by Kirkes. Gravenberch with the loose touch. Sangare now has the ball in the box. He goes down under the pressure of a Liverpool player. He wants a penalty kick. Referee waves it away. Kirkes clears the ball. It drops to Gakpo. He can't find Salah. It's cut out by Neco Williams. Gakpo goes down in the centre circle, but the referee doesn't give anything. Forest still want the penalty. The referee has stopped play for a moment because Sangare's still down. It was Gravenberch with the loose touch. He kept the ball. He got up. It was McAllister who came over, and then Sangare went down under the pressure of the Argentinian. I'm not so sure McAllister quite caught him. I think this would be a harsh one if VAR were to intervene here. The medical team are coming over to look at Ibrahim Sangare to check that he's okay. Manny Madley scratches his head. Be very surprised though if Forest were to get a penalty kick, and it looks like Manny Madley has just waved away everything. McAllister came over, but it was almost as if Sangare's leg went back and hit McAllister rather than McAllister clip Sangare. Sean Dyche looks pretty composed about everything at the moment as Sangare is back on his feet. He gets a little high five from Alisson. He still thinks he should have a penalty for that. Arne Slot gesticulates on the sidelines, of course. Led Liverpool to the title last season. His first year in charge, but it's been a much tougher second campaign so far for the Dutchman. Of course, Liverpool will be back in Champions League action on Wednesday. They face PSV Eindhoven, and then they play again on Sunday in the English Premier League over in East London against West Ham United, as play now resumes at Anfield between Liverpool and Nottingham Forest. We're midway through the first half and it's still Liverpool 0, Nottingham Forest 0 in the English Premier League. As the ball goes out on the far side for a Forest throw-in. Sangare now resumes his participation in this match. Nicola Savona throws the ball into play. And as far as a Liverpool player now, Liverpool are on the attack on the far side with Isak. Puts in a low cross, cut out. Forest weren't able to clear their line. Shot came in from Gakpo. It was blocked, and it's another Liverpool corner. And I think it's Anderson again with the block. Really good run from Isak on the far side. His cross was cut out by Murillo. The ball pinballed towards Gakpo. His shot came in, and it was defended by Elliot Anderson. So this will be Liverpool's fourth corner inside 25 minutes. Alexis McAllister, the Argentina World Cup winner, will take this corner kick from the far side. It's a very low cross towards Szoboszlai. He lays it off to Curtis Jones. Shot comes in, but it's over the bar. They've clearly been working on that on the training pitch, at the training grounds, but it didn't quite come off. It was clever by McAllister to play it low to Szoboszlai. He laid it back, and it was Curtis Jones with the effort right on the edge of the D, but he was always leaning back. It's not on his stronger foot either. So Milenkovic boots the ball clear for Forest. Van Dijk wins the header. It's over the head of McAllister. Sangare threads it through though to Igor Jesus. He's looking up. He's got options in the box. It's Dominguez. But it's not a very good ball. It comes out to Gravenberch, and Liverpool are able to clear. Ball is with Salah. He can't get past Murillo. Strong challenge by Murillo to keep hold of possession to make sure Gakpo can't get it. Shot comes in from distance from Murillo in the end, and Alisson had to make the save. It was a decent effort from the centre half. Really strong play from the defender. Just opened up for him, and it's worth a crack. A good save in the end by Alisson Becker. Thomas Szoboszlai. Raheem Konate. Interestingly, while Forest have had very little of the possession in this game, under Sean Dyche they've had more shots and more expected goals under Dyche than they did under Postecoglou or Nuno earlier this season. Gravenberch for Liverpool. Ball goes wide to Gakpo. Gravenberch, he looks up, he plays the ball towards Isak. It's a poor touch, and Milenkovic will be able to clear for Forest, only as far as Van Dijk. Gravenberch again. Onto his right foot. He plays it back to Konate. He's Liverpool's furthest outfield player back in the centre circle. In Forest's half. Gravenberch, Gakpo, Van Dijk. Liverpool moving the ball nicely. Kerkez, Van Dijk, Konate, right by the centre spots now. Virgil van Dijk. He brings the ball forward for Liverpool. He's trying to get his teammates to move. Ball now with Curtis Jones. Mohamed Salah. Back to Jones. Tries to flick it back towards Salah, but it's cut out by Anderson, and now Jesus is trying to help his defence, and he's brought down by Konate. Konate's absolutely furious about that decision by Andy Madley. It was almost a little too clever by Curtis Jones. Of course, he did that fabulous back heel a little earlier to release Dominic Szoboszlai. But maybe that's what Liverpool need. Maybe that's the spark, the creativity that could get them onto the score sheet in this match. Sells with the long clearance. Van Dijk cushions the ball down towards Kerkez. Liverpool have had 6 attempts on goal, 1 on target. Forest have had 3 attempts. They've also had 1 on target, as McAllister has the ball for Liverpool. Konate. Szoboszlai over to Virgil van Dijk. Szoboszlai back to Konate. Liverpool being very patient on the halfway line. Konate plays the ball out to Salah. He's got the chance to run at Williams. Williams gets a good touch, but Salah's still battling, and in the end it's a really good tackle by Neco Williams, the Wales international, and the ball goes out for a throw-in, which Liverpool take quickly. Williams has suffered a little bit of a knock from that challenge, but he's happy to try and run it off. Konate, Virgil van Dijk. Ball goes wide to Cody Gakpo. He's going to try and run at Savona. He breaks into the box. It's a really good run. Shot comes in. It's blocked again by Nottingham Forest. They now have it with Ndoye towards Jesus. Van Dijk read that brilliantly to win the ball back. Gakpo on the far side. Comes onto his right foot. Tries to play the ball towards Gravenberch. Now Szoboszlai goes for a shot to flex off a Forest player, and it goes wide. It's another good opportunity for Liverpool, but Forest are certainly getting the bodies in the way. Clever play by Szoboszlai just to shift the ball onto his left foot, but it just cannoned into the Forest defender Murillo. And it's another Liverpool corner kick. How much longer can Forest survive this Liverpool onslaught? Cross comes in from the far side. Murillo wins the header, and it will be another Liverpool corner kick. Been a lot of bodies in the way, a lot of blocks so far by Forest. In fact, I don't think Matt Sells has actually made too many saves, but I don't really recall any. It's a Liverpool corner from the far side. Cross comes in, it's towards the near post. Headed out by Jesus. Goes back to Gakpo, the corner kick taker. He'll try to run past his man. Cross comes in, it's towards Van Dijk. Header won by Ndoye. Flicked away by Gibbs-White, only as far as Szoboszlai. Kerkez. Back out wide to Gakpo. Anderson's in front of him. Got now 2 players. Cross comes in from Kerkez. It's towards Konate. Comes all the way out to Salah. He flicks it into the box. Headed out by Murillo. Flicked on by Jesus. Gibbs-White now has it for Forest. He's got no support. He is able to find Jesus somehow. He's able to get away from Szoboszlai. Tries to play it down the line to Ndoye, but that'll be too easy for Konate, but he's not able to keep it in play, and it goes out for a corner kick for Forest. That's a little bit better from the visitors. Brilliant play by Gibbs-White. Great persistence by Igor Jesus. Pass was a little heavy to Ndoye, but did just enough to force Konate into a slight error. As Forest have their first corner kick of the match. Former Newcastle United midfielder Elliot Anderson will take it from the near side. It's Anderson. Cross comes in. Liverpool try to head the ball clear, and the ball is fired into the back of the net, and it's Murillo once more with the goal. He's arguably been Forest's best player on the pitch. He had that long shot from range, but this time inside the penalty box he has rifled the ball into the back of the net. Liverpool have had 6 corners in this match, and they've been unable to do anything with them. Forest get their first corner and they manage to score. They won this fixture 1-0 last season and they have the lead once more. It's Liverpool 0, Forest 1. The ball had just flicked off the head of Virgil van Dijk. It dropped to Murillo and he's fired the ball into the back of the net, right into the corner. VAR will see it. Dan Ndoye is in an offside position. I think Liverpool will be arguing that he's putting off the goalkeeper, that he's in the goalkeeper's eyesight in an offside position, but I'm not so sure that is the case, and I'm not so sure he was offside. But VAR will of course have a look at this, and Andy Manley confirms that the goal will count, and it's Nottingham Forest who have the lead at Anfield. It's Liverpool 0, Nottingham Forest 1. It's a super finish in the end by Murillo. Right into the corner. Hit with a huge amount of velocity. Arne Slot isn't happy whatsoever. He's having a conversation with the fourth official, Adam Herzog, as Matt Sells collects the ball before Isak can get there. Could this be another bad moment in Liverpool's season so far? Milenkovic, Savona, Elliot Anderson, he's trying to give the ball back to Ndoye. Kirkes gets a really important tackle in and Forest will have a thrown on the far side. Cross comes in from Sangare towards Igor Jesus. He gets there ahead of Konate and then he puts the ball into the back of the net. Liverpool want a free kick. Forest are celebrating and they believe they're 2-0 up. Allison's raising his hand, but Nottingham Forest is celebrating. Andy Manley has just stopped play momentarily. Liverpool believe there was a handball, that it hit Igor Jesus' arm at first. Andy Manley comes over to have a conversation with Morgan Gibbs-White. And looking at the replay, I'm not sure it does hit his hand. I think it comes close to his hand, but from the replay I've just seen, it doesn't come anywhere near his arm. Of course, Andy Manley could argue that there was a foul on Konate, but I don't think there was. I think that this goal should stand, and the video assistant referee is having a look at this right now. And they are checking for handball, not a foul, unless it hit his arm as the ball first came over. I'm not sure this is handball, and I think this goal might stand. This could be a huge moment in this game. Could be a huge moment in Nottingham Forest's season. And in the end, they've determined no goal. There was a handball. So it remains Liverpool 0, Nottingham Forest 1. I think Liverpool are very fortunate there. Anderson, Murillo. Back to Anderson. He's caught in possession by Salah, but the referee blows his whistle. I think it was for the earlier challenge on Murillo. Liverpool would have been away there. Yes, it was the challenge by Curtis Jones on Murillo. Sangare now has the ball for Forest. He'll try to spread it towards Dan Ndoye. Kirkes will get there ahead of him. Kirkes does. Being closed down though by Ndoye. Kirkes slips over and the assistant on the far side immediately raises his flag. It will be a Liverpool free kick. Dan Ndoye isn't happy whatsoever. Andy Manley isn't happy about something. He's coming over towards the Substitutes bench. He's going to pull out a card here, and he's shown a yellow card, and it's gone to one of the Nottingham Forest assistants. Ian Wone, the former Forest midfielder, of course. Virgil van Dijk has the ball for Liverpool. Dominic Szoboszlai. Van Dijk. Konate. Liverpool need to find their rhythm once more. Curtis Jones. Salah. Lays the ball down the line for Isak. He gets there ahead of Neco Williams. Williams is able to win the ball back, and Anderson now has the ball. He's been chased down by Isak. Murillo to Neco Williams. He loses possession to Curtis Jones. Curtis Jones goes down. Liverpool want a free kick, and they'll get it. And it will be an opportunity for Liverpool to put a dangerous ball into the box. There's Anderson with the foul on Jones. So Mohamed Salah is over this free kick. He'll look to put his magical left foot around this ball. Van Dijk is an option. Gakpo is there. Isak's in the box. Konate. Liverpool have the targets. Cross comes in from Salah. It's awful. It's gone straight to the first man, Dominguez, who heads the ball out for a throw-in. Terrible delivery there from Mohamed Salah. Szoboszlai to Salah. Goes wide to Curtis Jones. He's going to try and get past Neco Williams, but he's unable to, and Williams goes down, and Forest will have a free kick, and Williams is going to leave the ball for his goalkeeper Matt Sells. We've got just over 5 minutes remaining of the first half at Anfield. It's Liverpool 0, Nottingham Forest 1, thanks to a goal by the Brazilian defender Murillo. That's his first goal of the season, the 23-year-old Brazilian. McAllister loses possession to Gibbs White. He skips past Konate, tries to feed the ball into Jesus, but it's just behind him. Szoboszlai is able to shepherd the ball into the path of Alisson, and Szoboszlai now has the ball at right back. He plays it down the line to Curtis Jones. Ibrahima Konate. Ryan Gravenberch. Konate. Van Dijk. So far in this game, Liverpool have had 17 touches in the opposition's box, while Forest have only managed 5, but it's Forest who have the lead. There's a foul on the far side by Sangare, and Liverpool will have a free kick. Hopefully they can do better with this opportunity to get the ball into the box. Dominic Szoboszlai is coming over to take it for Arne Slot's side. Van Dijk is waving instructions over to the Hungary captain. Cross comes in from Szoboszlai. It's a better one. Ball is flicked off a Liverpool head, and it's saved by Sells. Really important save by the Belgian. Much better delivery from Liverpool. And it's actually Alexis McAllister, arguably one of the smallest players on the pitch, to get ahead to the ball, but it was safely caught by Matt Sells. McAllister's just got away from Savona and Anderson. Good catch by Sells in the end. 3 minutes remaining on the first half. Liverpool 0, Nottingham Forest 1. Liverpool lost 5 of their last 6. Neco Williams. Anderson. Back to Murillo. Sangare. Over to Dominguez. Back to Williams. Back to Anderson. He tries to hook it forward towards Jesus, who's in an offside area. So Konate flicks the ball forward. Anderson. will try to switch the ball wide, and Ndoye does brilliantly to keep it in play on the far side. Really showed his pace there. Forest are being forced to play the ball back to Sells. He has to kick it long. On for Dominguez to chase. Konate's come over. Dominguez has got it past Konate. Szoboszlai's come over to help, and the ball will go out for a Nottingham Forest throw on this near side. Forest not only have taken the lead, but they've played better since taking the lead as well. Neco Williams is preparing to launch this throw into Liverpool's box. In the end, he plays it to the feet of Gibbs-White. Neco Williams, cross comes in, it's a deep one. Forest keep it in play, it's headed towards Jesus, but Van Dijk is able to clear, and Forest have a throw-in on the far side. There's Ndoye, who did brilliantly to keep the ball in play in the first place. Liverpool win the ball back with McAllister. Tries to flick it towards Gakpo. Big clearance by Milenkovic. It drops towards Szoboszlai, who brings it down beautifully. Curtis Jones being shadowed by Elliot Anderson. Back to Konate. Jones once more. He's able to turn. He flicks the ball towards Salah. He brings it down. Ricochets off Williams. Salah's run into space. He looks up. He tries to go for goal with the outside of his left foot, but it's saved by Sells at the near post. I think he was trying to surprise the goalkeeper there. Salah galloped away from Williams. He looked up to play the cross in. He went for the shot with the outside of his left foot. It was palmed away by the goalkeeper. Liverpool have another corner in the 45th minute. Szoboszlai will take it. Cross comes in. Headed clear. I think it was Murillo once more. The goal scorer comes back out to Szoboszlai. It goes out for a Liverpool throw on this near side. And stoppage time in the first half. We'll have 5 additional minutes. That feels a little extreme. Gravenberch, of course, there was the injury for Sangare. There was the VAR check, but 5 minutes feels a bit ridiculous. Anyway, Gakpo on the far side. Squares it to McAllister. He gives it back to Gakpo, who's in the box. Tries to square it across the 6-yard box. It comes off a Forest defender, and then I think it might have hit a Liverpool player last. Really good play, though, between Gakpo and McAllister. I believe it will be a Nottingham Forest goal kick. Sells launches it long. Van Dijk leaves it and allows it to go all the way to Alisson, who tosses it out to Milos Kerkez. Van Dijk launches it long towards Salah. Williams wins the header. Drop towards Anderson. He's able to flick it towards Dominguez. He knocks it over towards Jesus, but Konate wins the header. Sangare to Dominguez. He's trying to release Dan and Ndoye. Kerkez will get to the ball first. Been a good battle by those two players on the far side. Virgil van Dijk. Konate. Mohamed Salah tries to thread it through to Isak, who breaks into the box. He tries to cut the ball across. It comes back to Isak. Murillo's shadowing him. Isak still has the ball. Plays it back to Curtis Jones. He's surrounded by white shirts, and he's just shoved off the ball, and Liverpool will have a throw on the near side. Forest claim it should be their possession. Actually, the referee says that it's a free kick, I believe, or Szoboszlai, I think he's going to get a free kick. Indeed he is. That is an opportunity for the Hungarian now to put a cross into the box. We're in the 3rd minute of first half stoppage time at Anfield. Liverpool 0, Nottingham Forest 1. Could Liverpool get a late equaliser at the end of the first half. There's the Bojolai. Cross comes in. It's really poor. It's not found anyone. It's come all the way out to Savona, who will let the ball go out for a throw-in on the far side, and Forest will take their time. They'll want to go into the interval with the goal lead. Liverpool have had 9 attempts, 2 on target. Forest have had 4 attempts, 2 on target. Kirkes. Do wonder if Arne Slot is going to make changes at the interval. Liverpool's bench include Gomez, Endo, Chiesa, Ekatike, Mamadashvili, Robertson, Nioni, Ramsey and Gamoa. Zabojlai. Van Dijk now. Zabojlai. Salah. His pass is cut out by Williams. It will come back to Salah on the halfway line. Squares it to Van Dijk. Just over a minute remaining of additional stoppage time. Kirkes. Gravenberg. Back to Kirkes. Van Dijk. Zabojlai in a more central area at the moment. Tries to thread it through to Kirkes. It's cut out by Milenkovic, and now hook clear towards Jesus, but Van Dijk will hook the ball back to his goalkeeper Alisson. Konate. Curtis Jones. Down the line to Mohamed Salah. Really good tackle by Neco Williams. He's had a tough afternoon, but he's done pretty well so far against Salah. In fact, as Forest still have a clean sheet at the moment. Van Dijk. Out wide to Gakpo. Tries to play it through to Kirkes, and the ball will just come off Savona, and Liverpool have a throw on the far side. They've only got a few seconds left. Ball is tossed back to Gravenberg. He'll play it back to Van Dijk. And the referee blows his whistle for half-time, despite all of the possession and a number of chances and a number of blocks actually by Nottingham Forest. It's Forest who have the lead against Liverpool. That's thanks to a goal by their defender Murillo in the 33rd minute. Forest won here last season. Could they be doing it again this time around? At half-time, it's Liverpool 0, Nottingham Forest 1. And it's Forest who have the lead at Anfield, thanks to a goal from their Brazilian defender Murillo. Forest looking to make it back-to-back wins at Anfield for the first time since 1963, and immediately Forest put the ball into the box from Savona. It's a deep cross, it's just too long for Dominguez. He plays the ball back. Forest have it on the far side. Forest in their all-white strip, shooting from left to right. Ball comes towards Neco Williams, who breaks into the box. It falls nicely for him. He pulls it back towards Savona, and it's into the back of the net. And Forest have doubled their lead from one fullback to another. And it's the youngster, Nicola Savona, with Forest's second goal of the game, less than a minute after the restart. The 22-year-old Italian getting his second goal of the season. Popping up at the right place at the right time. It was clever football by Liverpool. Sorry, by Forest. McAllister, though, missed his challenge. Neco Williams, the former Liverpool player, is able to pull the ball back to pick out Savona, who was able to find the top corner of the net. Lovely side-footed finish away from Alisson, the returning goalkeeper. Arne Slot would have hatched a plan at half-time, and this has gone completely opposite it. It's a disaster for Liverpool. It's Liverpool 0, Nottingham Forest 2. A summer signing from Juventus, Nicola Savona with the goal. As Gakpo tries to attack on this near side. Liverpool in their all red home kit, shooting from right to left. Van Dijk, Kerkez. Not the start that Liverpool wanted. Kerkez. Van Dijk. I don't think either of these sides made changes at half-time, and you now wonder how long will it be until Arne Slot does make a change. Van Dijk comes out wide to Gakpo. Plays it back to Kerkez. Cross comes in. It's towards McAllister. He wins the header, but it's over the bar. I'll give you a quick reminder of the two sides this afternoon. For Liverpool in goal, it's Alisson. It's the back four of Szoboszlai, Konate, Van Dijk and Kerkez. McAllister, Gravenberch and Jones are the three central midfielders, with Salah and Gakpo playing either side of Isak, as Slot talks to one of his assistants about a possible substitution. Nottingham Forest, with this win, could move up to 17th. That's where they are currently at the moment. As it stands, began the day 19th in the table. Forest's first 11 is Sells in goal. It's Savona, the goal scorer, Milenkovic, Murillo, the goal scorer, and Williams. Anderson, Sangare and Gibbs wide to the central midfielders, with Ndoye and Dominguez playing either side of Igor Jesus. Szoboszlai with the low cross towards Curtis Jones. He plays it out to Salah. His cross is blocked. It goes straight into the body of Neco Williams. Liverpool continue. Salah flicks over to McAllister. McAllister right on the D. Gives it to Gakpo. Trying to come onto his right foot. Gravenberch. Szoboszlai. Cross comes in. It's a decent delivery. Murillo has to win the header. Flicked away by Neco Williams, and it's out for a Liverpool throw on the far side. And finally Neco Williams goes down. I think he was in a bit of a pain from an earlier Salah cross into the body. Former Liverpool player. Of course, Liverpool have lost 5 of their last 6 Premier League games. Their only win was over Aston Villa. It was a 2-0 victory at home. Yet surprisingly, it was the defeat against Manchester City, which ended their 44-game scoring streak in the top flight, but they're yet to find the back of the net this afternoon. And Gakpo gives the ball to Isak on this near side. Kirkes inside to McAllister, tries to thread it through to Gakpo. Heavy touch, and Sangare tries to clear for Forest. He does it the second attempt. Ball comes to Gibbs-White. Neat footwork. He finds Ndoye. Ndoye looks up. He plays the ball down the line to Jesus. He doesn't have much support at the moment. Trying to hold the ball up on this near side, and he just runs into Konate, and he wins his side a throw. Of course, there's a lot of talk about the arrival of Alexander Isak in the summer from Newcastle United. Geordies weren't happy at all about his behaviour and his desire to leave St James's Park, but he's yet to score for Liverpool in the league. As Gibbs-White hangs over a cross, but it's caught by Alisson, and he rolls it out to Szoboszlai. Gravenberch plays it through to Isak, cut out by, of course, Murillo. And Ndoye plays the ball down the line. Here's Jesus. He looks up, tries to square it. He kicks it into Konate, and this time it ricochets out for a corner kick for Forest. And it looks like Liverpool are going to make an attacking change. The talented youngster Hugo Ekitike is preparing to come on. Question is, will he be replacing Isak like for like, or will Arne Slot try something a little bit different? Murillo, who's already scored from one corner, has come up for this one. It's Anderson who will take it on this near side. Cross comes in, flicks off Jesus' head, but that will be easy for Alisson to collect. Gravenberch. Szoboszlai. Gravenberch on the halfway line now. Over to Virgil van Dijk. He brings the ball into Nottingham Forest's half. Out wide to Kirkes. He's trying to beat Ndoye, but he can't get past the Swiss winger, and Forest now have it back with Morgan Gibbs-White. Anderson, Sangare. Savona hooks the ball forward. Van Dijk with a terrific leap there to head the ball down to Curtis Jones. Great athleticism. Ball over to Salah is cut out, but Szoboszlai is able to flick the ball back to Konate. Salah tries to hook it towards Gravenberch. He's able to get away from Sangare. He's on the attack here, Gravenberch. He goes down under the challenge of a Forest player, but the referee tells him to get up. Liverpool have the ball on the halfway line with Van Dijk. Out wide to Gakpo. He's trying to run at Savona. Back to Kirkes. And to McAllister. Gakpo. Van Dijk, McAllister, Van Dijk. Szoboszlai. Salah's got a little bit of room on the far side. He'll try to run at Williams. Pass to Curtis Jones isn't a good one, and Forest are able to clear. Jesus, he tries to flick the ball around Konate. He goes down. The referee tells him to get up. I thought there might have been a flick of the hand there by Konate, but Andy Madley thought otherwise, and Curtis Jones is fouled. 10 minutes played in the second half at Anfield. It's Liverpool 0, Nottingham Forest 2. Liverpool could be having their 6th defeat in their last 7 Premier League games. And Arne Slot is making this an attacking change. He's taking off Ibrahima Konate, who I would say hasn't had his best of games, and they're taking him off and replacing him with Hugo Ekitike. This could be absolutely fascinating to see how Liverpool now line up. You wonder if perhaps someone like a Gravenberch will just drop alongside Van Dijk. It's Gakpo on this near side. Savona gets a foot in and Liverpool have a throw on this near side. Kerkez wants to take it quickly. Throws it back to Van Dijk. Kerkez. Szoboszlai. Jones. Jones again. Szoboszlai on the edge of the area. McAllister. Salah, who's just inside the box, tries to flick the ball towards Isak. Headers won by Milenkovic. He goes down. He was pushed by Isak, and it will be a free kick to Forest right on the edge of their 6-yard box. Liverpool desperate to get Isak off the mark. It was a really nice cross from Salah, well defended by Nikola Milenkovic. Big clearance from Matt Sells. Ball drops to Szoboszlai. He plays it back to Gravenberch. Alisson. Back to the Dutch midfielder, who's now just dropping in beside Van Dijk. Does look like Ekitike is playing through the middle. With Isak, it's almost like a 4-2-4 for Liverpool. Salah on the far side. Szoboszlai. Ekitike, really good footwork. Puts across into the 6-yard box. Milenkovic gets to the ball ahead of Isak, and Forest have the ball now with Anderson. Forest try to clear down their line, but Liverpool will have a throw on the far side. Ekitike looking bright, having just come on. Van Dijk. He's just inside the centre circle. It's Gravenberch. Away to Salah. Trying to get past a couple of white shirts. McAllister knocks it back to Curtis Jones. Szoboszlai. Cross comes in. It deflects off a Forest player. And Liverpool have a corner kick. It hit Anderson last. Dominic Szoboszlai, who is so excellent from set pieces, to take this corner kick. Liverpool's 8th of the game. Isak, Ekitike, Van Dijk, all targets towards Van Dijk. Milenkovic gets a head to the ball. It comes back to Curtis Jones. He really whips it towards Szoboszlai, who can barely keep a hold of it, but ball is still in play and it goes back to Curtis Jones. McAllister tries to thread it into the box to Isak, and now Forest are able to clear and break. Jesus. And Doy tried to play the ball down the line, but Kerkez came in with a sliding challenge. And it looks like Nottingham Forest are going to make their first change of the game. And Murray Hutchinson is preparing to come on. This is a summer signing from Ipswich. The English winger. Van Dijk wins the header. It comes only as far as Dominguez, but Liverpool have a free kick. They take it quickly. Kerkez, Van Dijk. Nearly an hour played at Anfield. It's Liverpool 0, Forest 2. Ball is switched over towards Salah. Really good control by the Egyptian. Shot comes in. It's blocked by Murillo. Dominguez makes sure that Salah can't get a hold of it, but he wins it back. Szoboszlai into the feet of Ekitike, but his pass to Curtis Jones is behind the Liverpudlian, and it goes out for a Forest throw-in. So the visitors will now make this substitution. It's the winger Amari Hutchinson who's about to come on. It looks like it's going to be the end of the afternoon for Nicolas Dominguez. We'll see what Hutchinson can do. He's got 2 assists so far in his short Forest career, yet to score in the Premier League this season. As the ball just comes off Jesus, and Liverpool will have a thrown on the far side. They take it quickly. Gravenberch, Virgil van Dijk. Van Dijk. Szoboszlai. It does appear that Szoboszlai and Curtis Jones may have switched now. It looks like Curtis Jones is mainly Liverpool's right back, with Szoboszlai in a more central area in the second half. Jones can't get past Anderson, and Forest will try to break here. First touch for Hutchinson. Ndoye now. Ball goes out of play though, and Liverpool toss the ball back to Gravenberch. Van Dijk clips it towards Gakpo. Forest head the ball clear, only as far as Ekitike. McAllister squares it to Kirkes. He has to play it back to Van Dijk. Gravenberch. Curtis Jones. Now wide to Salah on the far side. Tries to run it. Williams once more. Ndoye helps him out. Ball comes back to Jones into the feet of Szoboszlai. Lovely flick towards Salah. Salah tries to get a shot away, and he just drags it wide. He almost ran into one of his own teammates. I think it was Ekitike, but he still managed to get the shot away. In fact, I think he put the ball through the legs of Ekitike before he was able to get his shot. He just dragged it away from the goal. Mohamed Salah playing in his 300th Premier League game for Liverpool. He is 1 goal involvement behind having the record for 1 club in the Premier League. Wayne Rooney has that current record. Forest have the ball with Gibbs White. He slips. Liverpool win it back with Gakpo. He tries to clip it over towards Salah. Salah gets away from the defender. Milinkovic comes over. He eases out Salah. Salah goes down. Sells grabs the ball. And Forest are now on the attack at the other end. What can they do here? Shot comes in. It's blocked by Curtis Jones. Shot from distance, but it's gathered by Alisson. And Liverpool from on the attack one end were nearly about to concede a third, but they're on the attack once more. Ball is played into the box towards Isak, but it's Murillo again with a brilliant interception. Salah got away from Williams, and then Milinkovic just showed his strength to ease off the Egyptian. But Liverpool on the attack here. It falls to Isak. He can't get a clean connection on the shot. Liverpool have the ball again on the near side. Ekitike. It's Virgil van Dijk. Szoboszlai. Away to Salah. Breaks into the box. Ball drops for Szoboszlai. He tries to put a cross in, it's blocked. Gravenberch. Virgil van Dijk. Hugo Ekitike. Trying to run at Hutchinson. He switches onto his right foot. Cross comes in. It's towards Salah. He cushions the header down towards Curtis Jones, but Jones wasn't expecting that. But the Nottingham Forest defenders were. They were able to clear. Ball goes back to Salah on the far side. Jones gets the ball at his feet. First time pass to Szoboszlai. He looks up. Salah. Salah into the feet of Ekitike. It goes back to Szoboszlai. Ball comes over to Van Dijk, almost in the middle of Forest's half. Gakpo. Cross comes in from Gakpo towards the far post. Sells comes out and absolutely clatters it away. Isak went down, but there's no foul whatsoever. Just commanding goalkeeping. Salah on the far side. Szoboszlai, he'll look up. Cross comes in. Decent delivery. Headed out by Murillo. Van Dijk. He doesn't get there. Hutchinson gets there first, and Forest have the chance to break, but the ball is just a little bit behind Jesus. He's doing really well though. Plays it out wide to his left to Hutchinson. Liverpool have got players back. Forest have only got 2 other players forwards. Gravenberch tries to win the ball, and he's fouled in the end by Jesus. The referee, Andy Manley, has actually got a yellow card. And he's actually giving Gravenberch a yellow card. And I think it's because Gravenberch went down and he grabbed the ball with his hand before the referee had given a free kick. The referee saying, actually, it's a free kick now for handball because I wasn't going to give a foul there. And Gravenberch has not only conceded a free kick, but he's been given a yellow card as well, and Liverpool will have to defend a set piece from a pretty dangerous area. They're lined up right on the edge of their 6-yard box, the Liverpool defenders, and Elliot Anderson is eyeing this free kick up. He whips it in towards the near post. It's just flicked off the head of Gibbs White and over the bar. And I think it might have hit a Liverpool player last because Forest have a corner. And it's come off Szoboszlai. Nottingham Forest's 3rd corner of the game. Cross comes in. Headed out by Isak. Sangari. Down the line to Hutchinson, who is offside. For once, the assistant's flag went up immediately, as Liverpool are going to make a double substitution. And it's Alexander Isak who is coming off. He's being replaced by Federico Chiesa. Andy Robertson also comes on from Milos Kerkers. Of course, Robertson had a wonderful week with Scotland's reaching the World Cup. Gravenberch. Van Dijk. Jones back to Gravenberch. Gravenberch on the halfway line. Liverpool attacking on the far side with Salah. Into the feet of Szoboszlai. He gives it back to Salah. He tries to get past Williams, but Murillo comes over and just smashes the ball into the stands. I think you'd call that row Z. As Federico Chiesa's got 2 goals this season so far. In a little bit of a super sub as McAllister puts over a deep cross. And it's caught by Sells. It wasn't a very good delivery from the Argentina midfielder. We are in the 70th minute at Anfield. It's Liverpool 0, Nottingham Forest 2. Forest looking to make it back-to-back victories at Anfield for the first time since 1963. They took 4 points off last season's champions last season. Arna Slot looks a forlorn figure on the substitutes bench. Liverpool now have it on the far side with Salah. He loses possession and Forest try to come away with it on the far side. Done brilliantly to keep hold of possession. It's with Gibbs-White. Lovely touch. Ball is towards Jesus. Van Dijk comes over, and Van Dijk has conceded a free kick. He's frustrated with his teammates, Virgil van Dijk. He's frustrated that he's had to engage here. In all honesty, if he didn't make the challenge here, Jesus would have been around him. So it's a Nottingham Forest free kick. Quite a dangerous area. Jesus is still down. Now back to his feet. This free kick is pretty central. Gibbs-White is over it. Murillo fancies it following his goal earlier in this game. Neco Williams is part of the conversation. Andy Manley's telling them to hurry up, get on with it. I suspect it will be Gibbs-White. Murillo, though, is, I think, thinking about a thunderbolt here. Let's see what happens. It's a Forest free kick. It's Gibbs-White straight into the bot. Straight into the wall in the end, actually. On the edge of the box as Liverpool now clear through Robertson. Falls loose to Ekitike. He slips, tries to play the ball towards Gakpo, but Forest are able to clear. It really has been a brilliant defensive display so far by Sean Dyche's side. In all honesty, in the opening 20-25 minutes, Liverpool were pounding the Forest box. They dominated possession. And Forest threw their body at absolutely everything, and then they popped up and took the lead midway through the first half, thanks to Murillo. And then barely a minute had been played of the second half when Neco Williams was able to find Savona to make it 2-0. Two lapses of concentration for Arne Slot's side have cost them in this game so far. We have about 17 minutes remaining of normal time in this second half. But it does feel like Liverpool are lacking ideas. McAllister. Ball comes to the goalkeeper Alisson, who in all honesty has made his return back to the Liverpool team, and all he's really needed to do this afternoon is collect the ball twice out of the net. Szoboszlai out wide to Salah. Szoboszlai once more, he looks up, he thinks about a shot, he breaks into the box, and again it's Murillo with the challenge. He's been outstanding in defence for Nottingham Forest. Absolutely brilliant. Gibbs-White tries to head the ball towards Sangare. He cushions it down. Liverpool, though, win the ball back with Jones. McAllister. Anderson tries to thread it through to Jesus. Van Dijk just gets a toe in and he knocks out for a throw-in, and Van Dijk is getting frustrated. Been frustrated at Liverpool losing possession, and the fact that without Konate he's having to go one-on-one with Igor Jesus, who is a handful. Jesus has yet to score in the English Premier League, but he has scored 5 times in the Europa League campaign for Forest, so he does have a goal in him. Anderson over the top towards Hutchinson. He brings the ball down. Comes onto his left foot, twisting, turning. Lovely turn there from the substitute. And in the end, he just fires the ball into Andy Robertson, and he wins the side a corner kick pretty much out of nothing there. Brilliant play there by the former Ipswich man. And Forest are in no rush to take this corner kick. Hutchinson leaves it for Anderson, who is slowly walking over to this near side. right in front of the Kop. Forest with a 2-goal lead away from home. This win should take them out of the relegation zone this evening. Cross comes in from Anderson. It's a deep one. It finds a Forest header, but it's easy for Alisson to collect. I think it was Jesus who it connected with, and Liverpool now try to attack on the far side, but Szoboszlai is forced to play the ball back to Gravenberch. Van Dijk, Curtis Jones. Over to Chiesa on this near side. Jones. Chiesa. Chiesa's cross is blocked by Hutchinson. It's gone back to Van Dijk. Gravenberch. Less than a quarter of an hour remaining. Liverpool 0. Nottingham Forest 2. Virgil van Dijk. Away to Robertson. Van Dijk once more. Gravenberch. Salah on the far side. Can only play it back to Gravenberch, and now McAllister squares it to Van Dijk. Chiesa. Robertson on this near side. Van Dijk. Liverpool being patient, but Forest are extremely well organised at the moment. Gravenberch. McAllister. Van Dijk. Liverpool not really being bold, not really being brave at the moment. Chiesa tries to skip away from Sangare. Deep cross headed out by Neco Williams. Alexis McAllister. Szoboszlai thinks about a shot, goes for a shot, and it's saved by Matt Sells. Just a little bit too close to the Belgian. I think it might need something like that from Liverpool to try to change the trajectory of this game. Jesus goes down under the challenge of Gravenberch. Gravenberch's got to be careful. He has been booked already. He shakes his head. And Liverpool going to make another substitution. They're going to take off Curtis Jones. And they're bringing on the youngster, Rio Engamoa. As Hutchinson is attacking, he breaks into the box. Shot comes in, it's saved by Alisson, comes back out to Morgan Gibbs-White, and Forest have a third. It's going to be all 3 points for Sean Dyche's side. What an incredible victory this is. And Liverpool's season is just going from bad to worse. And Arne Slot, his mouth is wide open in absolute disbelief. This has been a horrendous display by the champions of England. It's Liverpool 0, Nottingham Forest 3. A big exhale of breath by Arne Slot. The free kick came over to Hutchinson. He brought it down beautifully, and he just ghosted past Andrew Robertson with absolute ease. And Gamoa didn't really help him. The shot came in from Alisson. It fell towards Gibbs-White right by the penalty spot, and he rifled it in with his left foot to the goalkeeper's left. Alisson had got back onto his feet, but he wasn't able to get down again quick enough. And Forest captain has their third, and he scores for a third straight time for the first time ever. Here's Liverpool 0, Nottingham Forest 3. And it's going to be a 6th defeat in 7 games for Liverpool. And while I think nearly everyone had counted them out of any type of successful title defence at this stage, I think you can say it is 100% done now. Robertson's cross, cleared by Milenkovic. Jesus again working hard, but And Gamoa wins the ball. He does brilliantly to get past Jesus, but he just runs into Savona. And in the end it comes off the youngster and goes out for a goal kick. Gamoa is only 17 years of age. He's got one Premier League goal to his name so far. But as it stands, this puts Liverpool 10th in the table. And as it stands, this would move Nottingham Forest 16th in the table. They began the day 19th. As Salah tries to attack on the far side. Williams again with the challenge, and it goes out for a Liverpool throw-in. 9 minutes remaining. Plus any additional stoppage time. Virgil van Dijk. And Gamoa, he's going to try and run the fullback. He squares it inside to McAllister. He thinks about a shot, brings it onto his left foot. Blocked by Sangare. Van Dijk just kicks it back to his goalkeeper, Alisson. Zbozolai. Over to Van Dijk. And Gamoa. Clever footwork, and then the final ball is really poor by the youngster, and it's cleared by Forest. Zbozolai gets to the ball ahead of Jesus. He's being tracked by the Brazilian. Clever pass though. And Gamoa. Robertson falls to Chiesa. Tries to play it through to Ekitike. Chiesa gets a shot away. Ekitike and Chiesa almost got in each other's way, but it was Chiesa who eventually got the shot off, but it didn't test the goalkeeper. Chiesa almost stole the ball off the feet of Ekitike there. There's been a lot of conversations about all the changes Liverpool made in the summer. Big recruitment drive despite winning the league last season. Of course, there's also been talk about the impact the death of their former player Diogo Jota, who died in the summer along with his brother, has had on the club. And it really has been a season so far to forget for Liverpool. Robertson. Gakpo. Shot comes in from Salah, blocked by Milenkovic. Milenkovic and Murillo have been brick walls at the heart of this defence for Nottingham Forest. And Liverpool have a throw on the far side. Salah. Who comes back to Gravenberch. Szoboszlai, cross comes in. Flicked off the head of Gakpo, but he was unable to control it or direct it towards the goal. In fact, I'm not sure he knew too much about it. Nottingham Forest will have a goal kick, and Forest are preparing to make a couple of substitutions for the last few minutes of this game. Looks like it's going to be a double substitution. I think it's going to be Callum Hudson-Odoi, who's missed a large part of this season through injury. Of course, got the winner here last season in that 1-0 win, and you thought that victory last season was good. They're 3-0 up with just over 5 minutes remaining at Anfield. And it looks like Ryan Yates is the other player who's about to come on for Sean Dyche's side. Forest looking like they're going to extend their unbeaten streak to 4 matches. They're back in Europa League action on Thursday at home to Malmo, and then they're home to Brighton and Hove Albion in the Premier League next Sunday. Murillo tries to Spread the ball out wide, and Forest just about keep it in play through Jesus. He's worked really, really hard up front, Igor Jesus. He hasn't had many chances on goal, many shots, but he's worked tirelessly, and he's really given the Liverpool defenders a tough afternoon. Van Dijk's had a tough time. Konate had to be brought off. In fact, he's being substituted. Andy Madley's trying to tell him to go off at the nearest place, and Jesus is like, no, I'm going to run the whole length of the pitch. And he's getting a standing ovation from the away fans. They applaud his hard work. I think they'd like to see more goals out of him, but on the side of scoring 3 in one afternoon, I don't think they care too much. It's also the end of the afternoon for Dan and Ndoye, so it's Jesus and Ndoye off, and on comes Ryan Yates and Callum Hudson-Odoi. So Hudson-Odoi will be a straight swap with Ndoye, and Ryan Yates will be there to just beef up the midfield for Nottingham Forest. There's no real recognised striker now on for Nottingham Forest, as Federico Chiesa has been shown a yellow card, and Nottingham Forest have a corner on the far side. Elliot Anderson is preparing to take it. Cross comes in, easy for Allison to collect. That's a really, really poor throw from Allison. It's straight to Hutchinson, and then his ball into the box is equally as poor, and Allison was able to collect the ball, and Van Dijk is not very impressed with what he's seen from his teammates this afternoon. McAllister. Grunberg on the halfway line. Salah. Doesn't look like Mohamed Salah is going to get that goal involvement this afternoon in his 300th Premier League appearance for Liverpool. Ngamoa gives the ball to Gakpo. Inside to Zbozolai, out wide to Salah. Ball gets slightly caught up in his feet, so he plays it back to Gravenberch. Salah again. Salah flicks it into the box, and McAllister tries to bring it down, but Forest again are able to clear, and then there's a late challenge by McAllister, and I think he's hurt himself doing it. Outstretched leg there by McAllister, and he's just clattered into Hudson-Odoi, who's only just come on. Hudson-Odoi, who's struggled with injury this season. McAllister just has a long conversation with the referee, but play has resumed. But plenty of Liverpool fans are now leaving Anfield, disappointed in what they've seen this afternoon. It's been a pretty abject display from the Reds. They have plenty of possession. You've got to say also that it's been a fantastic performance by Nottingham Forest. They have defended resolutely, and they've taken their chances when they've come. Salah on the far side. Anderson gets to the ball ahead of Chiesa, and he'll just shield it out of play. He's been strong again in midfield. Elliot Anderson, lots of high fives from his teammates. And it does look like there's more togetherness in this Nottingham Forest side now. Be interesting to know what is going through the mind of Arne Slot at the moment. Everything he touched last season turned to gold. This season, it's been a very, very different story. Hudson-Odoi. Hutchinson breaking forward for Forest. Could they get a fourth here? It's Hudson-Odoi back to Hutchinson. Lovely bit of footwork. His shot is blocked by Robertson. He shifted the ball from his left foot to his right foot, but Forest still have the ball with Gibbs-White. Anderson, Gibbs-White again. On the far side. Anderson in the box. Shot comes in, it flicks off a Liverpool player and it goes wide, and it's another Forest corner kick. And we're in stoppage time at the end of the second half. There's going to be 5 additional minutes. Brilliant play there by Murray Hutchinson. Forest take the corner short. Liverpool try to win the ball, but it will be a Liverpool throw-in on the far side. And Sean Dyche about to have masterminded a brilliant victory at Anfield. It appears that way. It will take a miracle now for Liverpool to find 3 goals in the remaining 3.5 minutes. And Gamara on the attack here. McAllister, Ekitike, Chiesa, Salah now in the box. And again Forest defend brilliantly as Sells grabs a hold of the ball. This has been an outstanding defensive display, as you'd expect from a Sean Dyche side. And he's still screaming instructions on the sidelines as Liverpool have a throw on this near side. They've been so well organised. They've thrown their bodies into everything. Murillo and Milenkovic have been outstanding in defence. Robertson, cross comes in. It's a deep one, and I think it's come off Murillo once more. It was towards Chiesa. Did he get the final touch? I think perhaps he did. I think it could be a Nottingham Forest goal kick. And the away fans are bouncing in Anfield. They saw their side win here last season by a single goal, and this time they've scored 3. And as it stands, Liverpool would be 11th in the table on 18 points. As Van Dijk wins the header. Ekitike tries to just toe poke it forwards. The ball goes out of play and Forest will have a goal kick, and Matt Sells will take his time. Less than 2 minutes remaining of additional time. Forest with a 3-goal lead at Anfield. It's going to be the first time since 1963 that they've won back-to-back league fixtures at Anfield. Long kick from Sells. There's one by Chiesa. Anderson. Through to Hudson-Odoi. You can't find Gibbs-White. Liverpool have it with Andy Robertson. McAllister. Gravenberch. Szoboszlai. Salah. Liverpool trying to attack on the far side. Again, Forest have defended absolutely brilliantly. Although Callum Hudson-Odoi can't clear properly. Salah now has it. Cut inside to Chiesa. Shot is blocked again, and I think it's that man Murillo. It's been a crazy amount of blocks from the Forest centre half this afternoon. Ekitike. Back heel to Chiesa. He's looked lively since he's come on. Milenkovic clears the ball high into the sky. Gibbs-White is pushed there by Van Dijk. No foul given. And Gamara can't find Robertson. Murillo's in a little bit of pain in the box. There's Chiesa with the shot, and it was right at the body of Murillo. And there are only just a few seconds remaining. It's been another afternoon to forget for Liverpool as the referee blows his whistle for full time, and it just gets worse and worse and worse for Liverpool and Arne Slot. It's another defeat in the Premier League. It's their 6th defeat of the season, but things are getting better for Nottingham Forest. Sean Dyche's side move up to 16th in the table. It moves them out of the relegation zone. They took the lead in the 33rd minute thanks to their defender Murillo, who was brilliant in defence as well. Nicolas Savona made it 2-0 less than a minute after the restart at the beginning of the second half. And then Morgan Gibbs-White added a third with 12 minutes to go. It's finished at Anfield. Liverpool 0, Nottingham Forest 3.